Hello, hello, everyone. Can everybody see me? If you can see me, let me know. Just put a post in the comments. All right, looks like we are going. Thank you, Eddie, for commenting. Can you hear me okay? And I apologize, I'm under a new software, so I'm just learning how to use it. So be patient with me. I'm actually also, if you look at this face, I just found out that I have a 10 millimeter stone. So I am kind of in pain right now, but this was my first show. So here we go. I'm so excited to be back. Thank you so much for all of the support that you guys have given me over the last year. As some of you know, many of you probably know, others might not. I have actually been very, very ill this whole last year. Hey, Casey, nice to see you. So there's been a lot of, oops, hold on. Oh, hey, Rhonda, nice to see you, hon. Hey, Laura, nice to see you. Okay, just make it. Hey, Joe, nice to see you as well. Hey, Albert, nice to see you. All right, looks like I got everybody now. We're getting stuff showing up. So many of you know, and I've been, like I said, I've been in and out. Hey, Lorraine, nice to see you. But I am back. I am finally feeling somewhat better. Obviously, I've got the kidney stone, but other than that, nothing new. But I'll tell you, it's been an amazing amount. Hey, Michelle, nice to see you. It has been so amazing, the outpour of support that I have got from all of you. So I just want to first and foremost say thank you for all of that. You guys have got me through such hard times. But I am back, and this is a special 3 hour show tonight. Going to be talking about some of the stuff that I've done in the past, and then in the next hour, I'm going to be joined by Michelle LeBaron and Lisa Ludwig from the Paranormal Investigations of the West Coast. And then I'm going to have Tami Benjamin and Jason Cobb are going to be here. They're from Wandering Spirits Paranormal. And then Paul Welch from Veracity is going to be coming on as well. And he was with me as well filming. I decided that for the debut show, I wanted to be able to get together a very small group. And I say a small group, and I didn't want to hurt anybody's feeling because REAP Paranormal is actually a very big group. But for my first investigation of the year, especially being a psychic and an empath, I wanted to make a very, very small group of investigators to come with me to Virginia City, Nevada, and do an investigation out there and a little documentary. So I invited everybody that I told you, and boy, oh boy, it was an amazing time. So they're going to be here. We're going to be talking about where we investigated, what we experienced, and boy, I'll tell you, it was a lot. It was a great investigation, and I cannot wait for the documentary. But we also have a sneak peek trailer for you to show you tonight. So very excited about that. And I want to say thank you to Paul and Michelle for the help on that one. See if I'm missing it. Hey, Jason, nice to see you. So one of the first things that I've been asked a lot, especially since I've been sick, was about the of all places, all things, the Ghost Adventurers episode that I did last year. It was actually the last investigation I did last year, and that's what really took me out of the picture for the last year. So a lot of people were asking me about the Union Brewery in Virginia City, Nevada, and many people didn't know the story. Michelle, you don't. Oh, Michael Ann, you don't need to put an app on the phone. All you need to do is just listen here on Facebook and just put it. There is no app to download. You can look at it here or on the page. You should be able to hear that way. So a couple of years ago, back for St. Patrick's Day, a friend of mine, Jackie Cleve, who's very well known in the paranormal, had invited me to go to Virginia City, Nevada for St. Patrick's Day and to celebrate my birthday. At that time, we got to her house and she told me that one of her friends was going to be going with us. It was also her birthday, just a couple days in between before mine. And we were going to all go up there and celebrate. Come to find out, there was a testicle festival. Oh, sorry, guys. Hold on just 1 second. Gotta love live shows. So hold on just. Sorry, guys, that was about my mom, so I apologize. Gotta love live radio. But anyway, so we went up there, and Jackie did tell me that her friend owned a bar up in Virginia City, and that while we were up there, she'd love to have me go and walk through and see what I could pick up. That was all she told me. I said, that was fine. I had no problem with that. And we went on our way. Yes, Eddie, a testicle festival. Yeah. Imagine, it was disgusting, most disgusting thing I've ever had, but hey, whatever. Hey Tami, nice to see you, thanks for joining. So we get up there and they had a big snowstorm right as we were headed up there, and boy oh boy, by the time that we got there, my nerves were a wreck. So first thing that we do, and anybody knows me, is I went and had a shot of tequila. Not just one shot, probably about 5 shots. And at that point, we started, going from place to place. I went and saw my cousin over at the Washoe Club up there. We drank some with him. So, mind you, probably by 10, 11 o'clock, I was smashed. I'm not going to lie. And my friend Dawn, who owns the Union Brewery, some of the people wanted to go down. Hey, Doc. Great. I'm going to actually send you a link because I was trying to get a hold of you. I want to have you on the show tonight as well. I'd love to have you join so we could talk a little bit about what you experienced. So if I can send you that, I'll put the link here in the comments in just a second. All you need to do is click on it, accept that they can use your mic and your video, and click enter and it'll put you in. So let me see if I can get that right now. Oh crap, I don't even know where to get it. Let me see if I can find it this way. Tami or Michelle, could you go into our chat and find the link that I gave you guys to join and put it in the comments, please? I'd appreciate it. I can't wait to talk to them. Yeah, we're going to be doing that at 7 o'clock, Doc. Oh, he's going to be boarding a plane. So, okay, no worries. Just go ahead and listen, and we'll talk about what we found. And I'll bring you on the next show when we're going to do, well, not the next show, but when we get the documentary done. We already got some crazy stuff. So, all right. So back to the Union. So as we're drinking, all of a sudden, a few people wanted to go, and they wanted to go down into the basement over at the Union Brewery. Now, again, mind you, I don't know anything about this place. Never heard about it. This was my first time even in Virginia City. So Dawn looks over at me and says, hey, would you like to go over and go to the apartment with me, go over to the bar? Now, mind you, and she said, and see what you can pick up. Now, anybody knows me, I'm all about, doing things safely. But, so regular Christina, sober Christina would have said, I'll wait till tomorrow. It's probably not a very good idea. But drunk Christina said, oh, hell yeah, let's go and do this. This should be fun. So I walked over there with her, and some of the people went downstairs, and me and Dawn decided to go upstairs. So we go upstairs in the room and into the apartment. She opens the door, and as we walk in, I immediately see this man standing in front of me. And she looks at me and she says, do you see something? And I said, absolutely. And she said, what? And who do you see? And so I started telling him what I was seeing. And all of a sudden, it was like when I said I could see him and I started explaining him, it's like he all of a sudden realized that I could actually see him and hear him. And he literally came running at me full force. And he came at me so hard that he jumped right into me. Now, I will be 55 this month. I've never, ever, ever had something like happen before. But before I knew it, I'm sitting there yelling out things to Dawn, this lady I just met, and she's looking at me and I'm saying things. I can hear what I'm saying to her, but I'm not saying this. I'm saying stuff like, I'm sorry, I need you to forgive me so that I can move on. It wasn't me, it was the building. Stuff like that. And whatever I was saying was causing a reaction. And so her eyes welled up and she started to cry, or almost started to cry. And at the time, she moved her head away from me. And right at that point, all of a sudden, my hand goes out and literally grabs her like this and yanks her head towards me and said, you have to listen to me. This is me, Nick. And if you don't believe me, I will show you that it's me. Now, mind you, I've got her face like tight, and I'm thinking in my mind, because I have no control, like, oh my God, what's going to happen? This woman's going to just punch me right in the face, and there's not going to be anything I can do to even protect myself. And so at that point, all of a sudden, I realized that my hand, I reach back and I grab out this box that was on some kind of table. There was all kinds of stuff in there, but I grabbed this box and I take it and I put it in her hand. And I said, if you don't believe me, this will prove everything. And all of a sudden she looked down at the box. She looks back up at me and she just starts bursting into tears. And she says, I have to go, and goes running out of the room. So I go running out after her. And as I went through the bottom doors out to the street, as soon as I got through those doors, obviously he was contained to the building because he was no longer in me. But now at this point, she's ran across the street to one of the bars to go get drunker. And I'm sitting here trying to just process everything that actually went on and, what had just happened. And so I decided, oh, crap, maybe that's a good idea. So I went to another bar and got drunk. But mind you, we were all staying at the same location. So I eventually knew I was going to have to deal with her. But I came home really late. And once we got back, I went to sleep. And the next morning, I wake up and Dawn and I are the first two that are awake. And I'm thinking, oh, crap, like seriously? So I get up and I said, hey, how you doing? And she looks at me and her face right here was bruised. I had grabbed her so hard. And she said, well, I wanted to talk to you too. And I said, I know you're probably not going to, understand or, but let me try to explain this because I really don't understand what's going on either. And she kind of stopped me and I tried to explain and she said, I will tell you, hey, Rhonda, nice to see you. She said, I didn't believe in psychics until I met you. And she said, and what happened last night has changed me forever. She's like, tell me what Jackie told you about this place. And I said, actually, she didn't tell me anything. I don't like to know anything about places I go to. She just told me that there was a bar that you wanted me to do a walkthrough today in. And she goes, she didn't tell you anything else. And I said, no. And that's what blew her mind, was because come to find out, her and her ex-husband had bought this place when they were married and decided to renovate it and open it back up. And they were doing all kinds of renovations and stuff. And we all know that when you're doing renovations, you can stir up a lot of activity. And this place, you know, if anybody knows about Virginia City, Nevada, the whole town is full of activity. So I've investigated a few places, the Mackey Mansion, Washoe Club, a few other places there, Delta Saloon, couple private locations. So, I mean, it's very well known for haunted activity, but I had, you know, that was my first time being there. And so since then I've investigated all over the place, but that was my first time being up there. So, she told me that they had bought this place and immediately they started having activity, and they, you know, are not in the paranormal. So they ended up calling and getting a hold of some local paranormal investigators, and different people came in and gave them evidence and said they got EVPs saying that, you know, it wanted to kill her husband and things like that. And over time, he started to become very obsessed with the building. And over time, their marriage deteriorated, and eventually they split up and decided to divorce. And he was going to buy her out of the business. So they got the divorce, and he was supposed to pay. And so she was contacting him to get the money and couldn't get a hold of him. And for about 3 weeks, and after 3 weeks, she ended up calling the local sheriff, and they went to go do a welfare check, and they found her ex-husband dead right inside the door of where I had walked in. So, you know, obviously made her a believer, but wasn't really what I was trying to do. And I was pretty shook, to be absolutely honest. So the next night, we're supposed to go with the group that I'm with, and we're supposed to go and investigate down in the basement, where I'm now told is some very dark stuff, but I haven't gone down there yet. So I go with 3 people. Again, I'd never investigated with them before, but, you know, it's not the first time I've investigated for the first time with people. So I went, and we go downstairs, and right away I start picking things up. And so everybody's kind of doing their own thing, and I'm standing there, and all of a sudden I see 2 little girls. They're underneath, or this little girl, well, there was 2, and I ended up talking to one of them. I go under the stairs, and I'm sitting down, and I'm cross-legged, and I'm talking to the little girl, and I'm asking her, does she need help? You know, the regular things. Does she need help? Is there anything I can do to help her? And she says that they do need help, but I cannot help her, that because of the bad man. And goes on to tell me that she was there, that her mom was there, and that they were, I guess, products of being a prostitute. And that when the mom was no longer of any assistance or of any need, they ended up going and killing the mom and the children. So sorry, I'm getting text messages and everything while I'm trying to do this about my mom. Hey, Marie, nice to see you, hon. So we're sitting there, and she tells me that the bad man won't let her cross over. And I say, what? And she points her finger, and I can see it almost looked like a black silk or satin sheet, and it was floating through the air, you know, kind of waving. And then it went over the top of me, and before I knew it, I could no longer move. I was literally frozen. And I sat that way for, I don't know, a good hour. I could still hear everything. I can hear them investigating in the background. I even at one point heard somebody ask where I was, and one of the people said, oh, there she is. She's sitting under the stairs. You know, she's a psychic medium. She's probably trying to get into a trance. This is one of the reasons why I now always investigate, either bring somebody from my team or investigate with somebody who really knows me, because anybody who knows me knows that I don't need to get into a trance. I visually see them if they're there. I can communicate with them. But so they just left me there. So after about an hour, it broke. And I look up and I see this lady standing, and she says, shh. So I walk over there, and, you know, again, she's trying to tell me kind of what's going on. And during this time, they actually captured a picture of me, and it was the creepiest looking picture ever. After all this, you know, I get like possessed again. I can't move. I'm standing there. Like this goes on for hours. So eventually the group decides to leave, and it kind of breaks. And after that, I got so sick, so sick. So I came back, I think, 2 other times to investigate there. And both times that I was there, we ended up having some crazy stuff happen, but nothing as bad as it was. So I felt okay at least being there, because I would stay the night there in the apartment upstairs. But then the activity started getting worse. And I was given a call by my friend, and she said, you know, that somebody in town had contacted Ghost Adventures, and that, you know, she wanted me to be part of it since, you know, I'd had that experience, and they were going to get her some help. And I said, they're lying to you. Nobody's going to help you from there. They're just going to sensationalize it. Plus, I talk about this show, on my show all the time about, you know, how fraudulent they are. I said, you know, it just wouldn't be the thing. But she really, really felt that they were going to help her, and she really, really was asking me for my help. So I agreed, and I decided to do it. Bad idea on my side. So I ended up having all kinds of problems. Hold on. All kinds of problems the whole time. And when I talk about bad luck, every time I talk about this story, something goes on. I was just on Paranormal Collaboration with the Reaps yesterday. And as soon as I started talking, all the audio cut off. We got disconnected. It's crazy, you know, what happened. But the night before we were supposed to film, about 2 a.m, I got a call from my best friend's mother letting me know that he had just been murdered. And I'm thinking, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. I can't do this. I just can't do this. But, you know, I had told her I would. So I decided, you know, I'm going to still go ahead and try to do the filming. It was supposed to be in the morning. It got pushed back to the night. Ended up going in there, and they wanted to go down to the basement. And as I'm telling the story, I had to get out of there. And as we came back up, the people that were standing there saw a black shadow come up the stairs, past it. My cousin was there, my cousin's wife, past her and hit me, went right through me. And I literally passed out right onto the floor. It was one of the scariest things I ever experienced. So scary that I actually went and tried to warn Zach. As much as I can't stand him, I went to try to warn him and let him know what was going on. And
Christina, I have an interesting.
Hold on just 1 second, guys. Sorry, guys. Unfortunately, I'm also at work, so I've got everything going on. So at that point, I go ahead and I get out of there. I was very, very upset. I went to go try to talk to Zach. First thing he does is pull out a cell phone so they could film it because he knew who I was, just like I, knew who he was, and didn't take it very serious until I saw, the actual show. And I thought that they were going to try to just make it super, crazy with a lot of lies, but no, it was pretty much the only difference was that when he made it seem like I was downstairs and he was upstairs investigating, we were not investigating at the same time. He investigated the following day from when I did. They just made it seem that way. But yeah, it was very, very crazy situation and something that I will not forget. And every time I go there, something else seems to happen. So I am going to be going back up there to investigate the union. I'm going to be doing that. We're going to be doing an overnight lockdown at the Bonanza. We have another location, a private location that we investigated out in Gold Hill. Absolutely amazing. So there's just all kinds of places that we're coming up on. Also, next month, at the end of the month, I will be investigating with the same group I was with today. Today for the investigation, we're going to be going up to the Nevada State Prison, which for an overnight lockdown that I cannot wait for. The only thing I'm not looking forward to is the cold, because I'll tell you, this girl is not made for the cold. All right, let me see. Literally, that was only half an hour to talk about all that stuff. Maybe I should just go ahead and Tami, Michelle, comment in the bottom. You guys want to come on and start talking about our investigation until Lisa and everybody gets here, or you want me to just keep talking about some other stuff? Let me know in the comments. Also, if you guys have any questions or anything for me, go ahead and put them in the comments and I'll be happy to answer anything that you have. Oops. Can you guys still hear me? If so, can somebody put something in the comments? I'm not getting any of the new comments. Oh, Demi said Jason's walking the dog. Okay, well, we'll wait a little while until he gets back. No worries. Let me see. What am I going to talk about? What you guys want me to talk about? Hold on. All right, at least you guys can hear me. That's good. Yeah, I will tell you that when we went up here to do this investigation, it was so cold. There was snow up there. I mean, it wasn't a lot of snow, but I'm telling you, I am not made for this cold weather at all. Oh, sleep paralysis. Yes. Oh, well, we definitely can talk about sleep paralysis. I've been having that for a very, very long time, but it's also has been associated with my precog dreams. And I haven't talked about those for a long time, but I'm still getting them very regularly. And I'm seeing them play out on a daily basis. A lot of it has to do with weather, and with the weather is going to be even worse this year. I think that from what I'm seeing, the tornadoes, the hurricanes, the storms, we've seen some crazy weather like with Texas and stuff like that, and flooding in, I think it's Mississippi, but it's going to get worse. Let's see. Casey says, I bought some USB powered heated blankets I'll be taking to the prison. Yeah, I'm trying to order all my stuff right now too, because I just about became a popsicle where I was there. And we were only out there for a few hours. So I definitely said for all night, I got to make sure I'm warm enough especially with how sick I was. So the weather is definitely going to get worse. I'm definitely see a larger earthquake. I don't see, the big one, but I do see a large earthquake going to hit California area here pretty soon as well. A lot of people ask me, about this and does it frighten me? And, in many ways, yes. I'm somebody, though, who kind of has always just lived day by day. And if it's my time, it's my time. I don't really put too much on that, knowing how accurate they are. I just kind of report it. I was reporting this stuff for a very, very long time, but because of it, I would scare a lot of people when they start seeing everything happen. So I wouldn't deal real well with that. So I stopped putting it out, and then I started doing it again. People started liking it, but again, it's usually mixed on how people feel about how accurate they are. But always afterwards, I have sleep paralysis. And does anybody out there in the chat room, do you guys ever get sleep paralysis? I know Lorraine does, and she gets it pretty bad. I've been knowing Lorraine probably 10 years now. She's been listening to my show and following me on social media and become a very, very good friend. And yeah, it's something definitely that is not something that is pleasant to go through. You wake up and you're unable to move at all. And normally, Laura said she does as well. Rhonda says not her. Well, Rhonda, you should be glad. Oh, Stephanie. Wow, a little group. Everybody has it. That's crazy. And Lorraine says it's horrible. And, I have to agree. It does become very crazy. Let's see. Amy says sleep paralysis and precog dreams my whole life. Well, Amy, then you absolutely know how I feel and what I go through. And welcome to the show. I haven't seen you here before, but welcome. I'm glad you're here. And yes, it is something that can be very, very scary to go through. I've had sleep paralysis where my jaw has been locked open, like I'm screaming. Hold on. Hey, Kelly, nice to see you. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're here. And thank you for the welcome back. It blows your mind still. Yeah, it still blows mine, too. And as I said, sometimes I would wake up and my fully, jaw locked open, like I'm screaming. And, there's nothing that I can do. So I'm like, oh, crap, I'm scared. Hold on. Can you describe precog dreams? What do they look like? So the precog dreams that I get originally just started out as weather events. I would just be in like a dreamlike state. For me, I always end up in this room, a circular room. It's got a circular base in the middle of it with a railing. I will find myself in there. I will walk up to the railing. There's kind of like a screen type thing there, and it will literally show me what is going to happen, what's going to come. And over the years, it went from just weather related things to upcoming wars, death, false flags. I was getting a lot of those a few years ago. Pretty much anything you could possibly think of started to show up, but it's always something that seems to be very traumatic, or lots of people are going to die, things like that. I saw school shootings, people, shooting up places, just all kinds of stuff. And I never really know where it is. Sometimes I'm shown like an area, like on a map, and I'm kind of geographically challenged. So it just I just get them and I just kind of wait and see what happens. And it can happen anywhere from a couple days to a couple months. but usually they're pretty quick nowadays. For those that have precog dreams, like Amy, how are yours? Are yours like mine, or are they different? Because again, everybody has different things, so it kind of depends. Oops, hold on. I've got some weird stuff going on with this software, so I apologize. I'm trying to check it all out. Oh, Amy says she lives hers out, so she's right in the middle of them. So she's a participant in them, where I'm just a viewer. Oh, I'm so sorry, hun. I wish that you were just a viewer as well. Hey, Carolyn, how you doing? Because that is definitely having to be right in the middle of it's pretty rough, I'm sure. Whew. Sorry, guys. Okay. What is going on here? Can you guys still hear me? Oh, I guess you guys can. Amy said, my worst was the book of Revelations before I ever read the Bible. Oh my goodness. That could be very, very difficult for sure. I don't even know how I would be able to do something like that. Okay, yeah, everybody said they can hear me. I don't know, I'm having really weird stuff going right now and kind of feeling kind of weird. So, okay, we'll just kind of play this out. So, yeah, so does anybody else get the precog? Oh, let's see what it says. Amy says, sometimes it's awful, but I'm so used to it now. I just write it down as soon as it happens, or as soon as it's over. Yeah, I do that too. I've got all kinds of journals from all of mine, and I would actually go and post them out on Facebook. But again, like I said, as things started happening, it started freaking people out. What the heck is happening? Sorry, guys. I do not know what is going on. I just keep feeling flesh and seeing like little stars everywhere. Okay. She said she's been having them since I was 12. I think that's about 12 or 13 is when mine actually started too, Amy. It's kind of seems like that's for people who have them, it's kind of the time that they get them. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm not really sure what the hell's going on, to be absolutely honest, but I don't know. I'm okay though. Caroline says, my dreams are about tents all over downtown. Well, that's not a dream, that's a reality. Pretty sure I'll bet they will be all over downtown as well. No, don't worry, I won't pass out. If I do, at least I'll be on live so somebody can call and get me some help. But if I start to feel too bad, I've got my handy dandy walkie right here. So, medical tents. Definitely, I mean, could be. I haven't really seen that coming, but I'm not in any way saying that I'm the only person who sees anything or know anything. So, let's see. Amy says, my son has them too since he was about 3. And since we are open about it, he has a healthy take on it. He's 17. I absolutely love that. Absolutely love that. Because for about 15 years, I used to actually mentor kids with abilities, and as well as their parents. And what a difference it makes when they just get a little bit of education and support of, what's going on. Oh, Michelle said, oh, Ashley's here. Hey, Ashley, she couldn't comment. Oh, so nice to see you, sweetie. Thank you. Hey, how you doing, Lizzie? Thank you, everybody, for joining. This is amazing. I'm glad you guys showed up. Let me see, where am I at? All right. So where were we at? Precog dreams. Hey, Chris, nice to see you. And as I said, guys, I was on the show last night with Chris and Bill. And of course, as soon as we started talking about the Union Brewery, all kinds of craziness erupted. I was actually having problems from the beginning, but as soon as we started talking, it really took off. And then we got disconnected at the end. And I will actually be coming back on their show next month. So I will be putting that up for you guys as well. Okay, Tami, Michelle, as soon as you guys are able, if you guys can go ahead and join. I don't know what's going on, but I'm really kind of feeling kind of crazy. Could use some help, or if anybody else would like to join in the show, let me see if I can find the link and I will give it to you guys. Give me just a second. Put it in the group chat that I was having about the show tonight, and then group chats, everybody starts talking and it goes crazy. So now I gotta try to find it. Hold on, let me see if I can get it. Here it is. All right, let me see if I can get it in here. Nope, not gonna work there. Let me see if I can put it over here. All right, that should work. If you guys want to join and we talk about anything, go ahead and click that join and I'll bring you on the show. Oh, let me see who I got here. Oh, there we go. I got Tami and Jason. Hey guys, how you doing?
Good. How are you, honey? Should we mute the other phone?
Yeah.
So you don't have the back.
There we go.
There. You may want.
All right.
Hold on.
Can everybody see my guests? If so, give me what the heck is going on here?
Not getting like screen.
Let me check. Yep, I can see you guys. All right, perfect. Well, thank you for joining tonight, and I appreciate the help a little early.
All right. Yeah, we were listening to the show earlier. You're doing great.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it's been interesting. I don't know what's going on with me today. I found out I had a 10 millimeter kidney stone that I've got to get taken care of. So go figure. But it is what it is. Hey, nothing new, right?
Yeah.
So we're talking a little bit about Virginia City. And first of all, I wanted to say thank you so much because, Tami and I were actually talking because she had called me and said, hey, we're going to be, going and I'm going to be, oh, hold on. I got Michelle and Lisa. Hi, guys.
I'm in. Hey, you messed up my gig. Hey, what the hell? I was front and center.
She was trying to hog the camera and she said, no, not happening.
You know why? Because every time I'm on a live with Mish, they're like, Mish, you're crazy. Mish, we love you. Mish, you're awesome. You know what Lisa gets? No love.
Lisa, I love you.
No
Lisa,
love.
you're awesome. You're amazing.
Thank
And you are too, Michelle. And you are too, Tami. And you are too, Jason.
But now I had to share that with everyone.
Yeah, that's right. Everybody.
Oh, so we're on a little early.
Yeah. Well, I was able to pretty much talk. Doc was on way boarding a plane, so he couldn't come on. And I was not feeling so great. So I figured we might as well start this a little early. Look at Michelle. You are so funny.
You're so awesome.
Look, I got my
Oh, look at
eyelashes
you.
on.
She's all camera ready and everything.
I know. I had to get Mish's eyelashes on for her. We had stuff.
We know the struggle is real.
We had big going ons here.
Well,
we're just so busy and party animals.
Absolutely. Well, like I said,
Closer, so we're both in it. You have to act like you like me.
oh, she loves you for sure.
Just act like it.
Well, again, guys, thank you so much for all joining and helping me for this debut show and for the documentary and everything. As I was saying, well, Michelle and Lisa and I have been friends for many, many years, and we've been, investigated many times with each other, done lots of events and things like that. But I was talking to Tami, and she had said, she had invited me. She said, don't make any plans. Your first investigation is you're coming with us and we're going to the Nevada State Prison. And I was like, I said, that's amazing. So I was so excited to be able to join that. And I said, I really want to investigate. So I decided that I would go ahead and accept the invitation. And we decided that why don't we go up a little early? And that's exactly what we did. So what are you guys talking about?
I don't know. You muted us.
I had to. I couldn't. It was the feedback was coming back. I wouldn't have heard.
So Mish said I was looking at the wrong part of the camera because I'm looking at your photo right here, and I need to be looking over here. So apparently I looked kind of special. I think you're okay. She was like, look over here. And I'm like, but Christina's right there.
So look right there and see if you
okay.
You can look just in the middle.
So, what does it look like I'm looking at right now?
Right to the middle.
So it's no different than what does it look like now?
Same thing. You look like you're looking in the middle, just turning your head some.
So which way is better? This way or that way?
That way.
This way?
Yeah.
Damn it!
Told you I'm right. Okay, let's do this.
You can mute us now.
Okay. So anyway, Tami had invited me, and so we decided that that was going to be at the end of the month. It was a little too late, so we decided that we should go ahead and go up there beforehand and go do an investigation. And I thought, what a great idea! We'll go up and we'll do an investigation for the show, for the debut. And I wanted to go up and do a documentary. So we got everybody together. And again, it was just a very small group. And, I want to give big shout out, Michelle and Lisa, to your guys' REAP investigations, because you guys have lots of investigators. And of course, I know everybody that's on your team. I love them all. And I wish I could have had absolutely everybody, with us. But because of my health, and it was the first investigation, I had just got out of the hospital. I was really worried, about having too much energy around me on top of investigating. And,
Well, the second location
Whew, that got you good. So
That
if
did
we
get me
had a
good.
whole bunch of people, I
Yeah.
guarantee you wouldn't have made it even through the first location.
Yeah,
And
I
you know, our team understands.
Yes.
You know, they're great. You know,
oh,
everybody understands that there'll be things like there's things that Mish goes to, you know. There's things that we both do, and there's things that they can do, you know, on their own as well. So
you guys are a comedy show here. I swear to God.
what's Jason doing?
He's trying to find the lightsaber.
Where's the lightsaber?
Oh, Paul, are you going to join? Paul's in the chat room. Let me see. Do I see? Oh, there he is. Let me
Yay,
ask.
brother Paul.
Paul.
Hey.
Hey, Paul.
Hi, honey.
How was your doctor appointment? You good? Okay. Can't hear him.
Can you hear us, Paul?
Yeah, we can hear you. I don't know if we can hear Paul.
Okay.
And
he
we
says
can't
hear us.
hear you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, there's my
What's up,
bro.
Paul?
No.
Yeah, Paul was the one that joined us as well from.
I can hear you.
Do
He
that.
joined us to film everything, and boy, oh boy, it was a lot of
I
fun.
feel it. So
There's
Oh
like
my
a
God.
delay.
Foul. Foul. You are so foul.
No, it's just these crazy people I got on here.
Don't do it again.
are you gonna be okay?
Oh, fuck.
Well, Pam's asking what happened. I don't know. If we want to.
With Michelle,
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
dying.
she swallowed wrong.
Probably my nose is burning.
Literally.
Okay, hold on. Emma's saying she doesn't see anyone. Do you see us now, guys?
See all you guys.
They asked what was wrong with you. I said you swallowed wrong.
No, I know how to swallow.
Oh gosh. Okay, that's a different show.
What?
Oh, there we go. That's better.
Which one? I coughed so hard my eyelash fell off. Can you see?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know what to say.
Makeup.
There you go.
All
All
right,
better
now I
now.
got everybody.
Yay.
All right, we're good.
Okay, now we can start for reals now.
Okay. No more choking. No more crazy. We're okay.
We're gonna try.
Are you good, Jason? You got you in the right spot and everything?
Good.
All right, perfect. All right. So yeah, just before go any further, like I said, just a big shout out to everybody on your team, Lisa, Michelle, because again, I love you guys all, and I'm hoping to investigate with everybody, as a group here real soon. But like I said, there was just so much going on with me being sick that I just really needed to keep it really small this time. But it's coming, and they're right. By the very first night, and we went to the Bonanza. So this is kind of crazy how it all started too, because we went there and we were supposed to go and investigate the Union Brewery. And right before we got there, I was trying to get a hold of Dawn, couldn't get a hold of her. And the next thing I know, she calls and she said she had been exposed to COVID. So I'm thinking, oh, Jesus Christ, don't come near me, because that's the last thing I need. So we had to find an alternative. So Tami said, well, let's go to the Bonanza. We could go see if Doc's there. Maybe we can investigate there. So I said, sounds good. So we went and walked in there. And when we got there, Doc comes out, and they were talking about, if they were going to be at Virginia City Paracon this year, since Doug's not there, things like that. And I had said, oh, well, if you decide to do it, I'm happy to promote it as well. I've got a radio show. And he said, oh, I know, Christine, I watch your show all the time. And I said, what? Kind of shocked me. I wasn't expecting that one. But then the next thing I know, we start talking. He said, in fact, I've always wanted to see if you could maybe investigate this place. And I was like, well, me and Tami, and we look at each other like, hell yeah. So we're like, we can do. He said, when? I said, how about tonight? So he said, okay, well, you guys can come back. How long do you need? And I said, well, we'll just do like a walkthrough. It should be like maybe an hour or so we'll need. And you could tell that he was like, he gets a lot of people that want to investigate there. So he was like, okay, well, you can come at closing, but I'll give you an hour. So I've got an hour. So we head over there and we bring the team. We start, as soon as we get in there, we start getting evidence, like immediately. And one of it, we're sitting there and we're doing an EVP session. And the next thing we know, you can hear somebody like run across the rafters upstairs in the attic. And it was like really strong. So we were like, what the hell's going on? Well, we investigated in the bar. We went up into the attic. We went down into the basement. And no matter where we went, we were getting all kinds of activity. And Jason, why don't you say a little bit, because what devices were you using? Everybody knows I'm not the techie people. So, talk about a little bit of what you were doing in there when we were getting EVPs.
We were doing this method with the earphones with the SB11 Spirit Box, and unfortunately, when I'm doing it, I really can't hear the questions. I'm just spitting out whatever I hear. So everybody else was asking that. So other than that, we weren't really doing too much on the equipment side other than that, but it actually was working.
No, we had the REM pod going, and of course multiple recording, but basically the REM pod along with the SD.
Well, we had some motion activated lights and stuff too, so that we were putting up as well. So that was working, but the S's method was very interesting, especially that night, because he couldn't hear anything that we were saying, but yet he was dead on with what we were. That's probably not the best thing, dead on, but it was right on with what he was picking up of what we were asking. And what was your thoughts, Tami, while you were there?
Well, I knew the upstairs was really active because we've been there before, and so but I was kind of blown away when we first started the whole thing, and we're sitting there at the table, and just the whole building shook. That was crazy. So that got the night going. There was a lot of activity upstairs and below. And I kind of get the feeling that we were communicating with, what is it, Juliet? Julie?
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe that we were communicating with her, and I think we have basically a live, what do I want to call you?
A live version
Of the person who murdered her, which is kind of scary for me.
right?
Yeah.
Apparently, I look like the person who killed her.
Here, I'll show
Not apparently, that was for sure. You look just like him.
Yeah, you look like him.
Let me pull
When
it.
Tami pulled that up, I was just like, oh my gosh.
Here, can
Hold
you
it
guys
up to
see
the
this?
camera right there. Yeah, back off a little.
Bring it.
There you go, right there.
Yeah, there.
There you
Now
go.
look at that. Okay, take it down.
Okay, that's John Mullen. I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. He was the one, I believe it was in
That is
68,
weird.
like that,
Yeah, see it. Oh, there we go.
Juliet. But because Jason was up there, I think she just kind of came alive and started communicating with us.
Yeah, it was really, and I mean,
Well,
you didn't even find.
thing is
Go ahead.
I was doing that. I had no idea what I was
can't
able
watch
to
it.
do or anything like that.
The
But after
comments.
the two sessions,
Okay.
Doc,
Because I'm on it.
hold on one sec.
Hold on. Have grandbaby in the house.
So Doc actually had made a comment about that he was blown away that he had witnessed a conversation with multiple spirits in the Bonanza, one in the basement, and went upstairs in the second level, up above the ground level that's on the street level. And he said he was completely blown away. Actually, had heard conversations with questions and then answers, and he was blown away by that. He'd never seen that.
Yeah, so much so that he decided that after an hour, he wanted to keep going. He said, "Can you guys stay?" And we said, "Oh, absolutely." And he stayed along with his bartender, and they sat there and were just amazed. So much so that he asked us to come back to do an overnight lockdown. And so we are planning on, doing that. Hey, Greg, nice to see you, Greg. So we are planning that here in the near future, and I'm definitely excited to do that. Now,
that'd be insane.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Now, for Michelle and Lisa, you guys have investigated there as well, in the past. What was it like, this time compared to other times?
Well, the first time we investigated there, it was during a Paracon, and it was a totally different type of energy because there was so many people there.
Yeah.
This
It was a totally different vibe.
Yeah, this time was very personable, and they were willing to speak to us.
Mm-hmm.
When you got that big Paracon, you got just a whole bunch of stuff going on all at once. They don't get a chance.
Well, half the time you have so much, contamination just because that's a small space, to have that many people, like when you're upstairs or downstairs. But, the thing that really blew my mind at the Bonanza, I wasn't there when Tami and you were really hearing that communication between Juliet and John. We were on dinner duty. We were out getting dinner for all of us. But when we were down there and that running on the ceiling above us, so much that it shook. I mean, you could physically feel it. It wasn't not just
it vibrated everything.
I mean, it was a vibration. And we asked Doc, does this happen? And he's like, that's never happened. And so that was just a very intense moment, I think, for all of us. And then
it was shocking. We're just like,
yeah, and everything was amazing. But when you forgot your speaker downstairs,
mm-hmm.
and we went back to the basement to get the speaker, and we're coming to the door, and that door slammed right in front of us, and we got an EVP or something that wasn't. It was like, stay here. Or I can't. Well, I mean, we'll be able to share all that when we have the documentary out, of course. But that was intense. Like that was whatever was there was like, Mish and Lisa need to stay down here.
The cool thing was too is we did try and debunk it because it was mentioned that maybe the door was spring loaded, but it wasn't.
And it was a heavy door. For sure.
Yeah.
It like, and I even tried to slam it, just like take it and go like that, not with force, but just my regular, just shut the door, and it shut.
But it didn't slam shut.
But whatever shut that door had a lot of energy, and it slammed that door in front of us. I wish we had it on video.
It always
that's but at least we know for when we do the lockdown to put cameras in that area.
Yeah.
I mean, we stood on stairs, up and down, bounced up and down.
We should probably go down there on our own too, just for a little bit and see if it does something like that again.
Yeah.
But it was just a different vibe. It was cool. It was a very cool location. And I'm actually, not only am I honored that we got to do that, but I was just glad with the people I was with, having that small group, and, the energy was just off the hook, and having Jason look just like John. That was a freaking bonus.
That's crazy.
That was so cool because I know that's what opened up Pandora's box.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, it's uncanny,
Yeah. Major doppelganger.
And just having that good energy,
Did I resemble Thank you.
Just don't murder Tami in the evening any night, because we got you on video now.
Oh, shit.
So, Paul, for you, and I want to say, a special thank you to you for joining me, as well as, filming this for me, and you and Michelle working on the documentary. The teaser that we'll be sharing tonight was amazing as it was. I was, shocked at how crazy, the stuff that we were getting, how well it, came out. So, what was your experience there, when we were there? You're the one filming everything and kind of trying to capture everything.
It was pretty intense. It's a little bit different when you're behind the camera because you're trying to focus on filming other people, but you're also listening live to what's going on. So I'm hearing things you guys might not be hearing, and I'm hearing this conversation between Jason and who we believe is Julia, and I'm like, is this real? Is this really going on right now?
Right.
So
Is this real life?
What's that?
Is this real life?
Yeah, it's like because it's really different when you're just walking through your camera and you're just trying to concentrate on getting everybody in the shot, being in the right place to capture things when they happen. But when I walked upstairs with you guys, that spot right before the room that we spent some time in was really heavy. I don't know if anybody else was feeling that, but it was heavy in that spot, like no other spot in the building.
Yeah, I felt that as well.
Yeah, the one thing that I noticed is like when you get upstairs to the top of that landing, it almost feels like you can't keep your balance just
You
right.
get real dizzy.
Yeah, and all of us were actually feeling that as we walked up. So it was definitely interesting. It was also interesting in the little area that we were doing the EVP session, which used to be like the little brothel rooms that they had, and they called them cribs, and they were actually pretty big. So I don't know if they were single rooms or they had multiple cots in there. I'm not really sure, but boy oh boy, the activity was crazy there for sure.
Yeah, especially in room 1. That's where we had most of the communication with Julia.
Well, I also got touched while I was doing
In room
the
1.
Right.
session.
Yeah.
Like it felt because I have my eyes closed. I'm holding the digital recorder out like this, or not the digital recorder, the SB11, and I'm sitting there going, okay, I'm trying to listen and everything. All of a sudden, there's this touch to my finger, and I think it's Tami trying to get my attention. She was not in front of me, and there was no way she could have gotten in front of me because it was blocked off down that bookshelf area. So
Yes, I remember that.
it freaked me out because I was like, okay, who the heck just touched my hand?
Yeah, and then he said something to me, and I like looked around to see if the bookcase wrapped all around. But I was standing there with Tami the whole time, so I knew she hadn't gone anywhere. And I was like, no, she didn't go anywhere. So we looked around to see, and nope, went all the way to the wall. So yeah, you had a lot of touching experiences and personal experiences that that weekend for sure.
Yeah,
You were definitely the hot topic of the weekend, because no matter where we put you, somebody was trying to come and interact with you, which was great for us, but it wasn't so great for you at times.
no, yeah, it wasn't. It's like I couldn't tell whether it was somebody in the group doing anything or if it was just whatever was going on.
And Tami must prank Jason a lot, because he really kept thinking we were pranking him and we were doing this and just messing with him. He was like really starting to get freaked out and kept saying, "This isn't cool, guys. This isn't cool."
Like, really? It's not us.
That was at the other location,
Right.
Which, that was crazy. Like
That was funny.
That was
So funny
by myself
because Tami told the spirit to go up with you, the little boy. And right when she said that, you could hear footsteps. And then Jason's like, "Are you guys in here with me?
Yeah, stop
Are
messing
you
with me.
stop? That's not cool, man. That's not cool, guys."
I didn't want to open my eyes because I was standing to my left.
I'm not going up those stairs.
Well, we got the EVP over the phone.
Yeah, remember, Michelle, that's where you got that one EVP that came through your phone.
Said it's, are you somebody up there with Jason? And then it goes,
It's me.
Yeah. I think the best part was Paul going, did we just get an EVP over the phone?
Because I can hear it in my headphones so clear while I'm filming. It's like I can hear what it was saying live in the moment. Like, did we just get an EVP over the phone?
And we really did. That
We
was what the crazy
did.
part about.
That was
tell you the
so
truth,
cool. That was a cool moment.
Like, that might have been a first to get an EVP over the phone while video.
And very clear, that too as well. I mean, all of us were able to hear it all at the same time. We all knew what it said. And again, he was using the walkie upstairs, and then he was listening to it, and we had the phones going so that we could hear him downstairs. And yeah, it was crazy. We were listening over the phone, and all of a sudden, and I wasn't even like right where everybody else was. I was like over in the corner sitting on a couch so I didn't pass out, and I could hear it. Oh yeah. Yep. Wrapped up in my blanket. That's right. Before I turned into a popsicle or passed out, I didn't know which one was going to happen first.
We weren't even in there for very long, and what we've caught, like, you didn't even get that much stuff in multiple investigations. Like, it is really crazy.
Yeah, because we only investigated like 2 to 3 hours in each location. And to get as much as we did, sometimes you can't even get that much evidence in a whole 8-hour investigation overnight.
I know, right?
But there's something to be said about that, because another friend of ours that goes on investigation with us, she made a really good observation where the Estes method seems to be, it almost ramps up the activity, or supplies the energy for the activity to kind of manifest. And to tell you the truth, I think that is an absolute fact.
Yeah.
Definitely could be. I mean, that's the main thing that we were using. But I mean, even when we were just trying to get regular EVPs, or we were using the REM pods and we were asking them to come to the REM pod and they were going off. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, we got a lot of evidence on a lot of different levels.
There was a lot of children. A lot of children.
And that wasn't, I mean, we've been blessed to do the train depot before. And it was different when we were there prior. It was a woman, a man, and a child. And this was just children. I mean, it was all
and one
children
lady.
and one lady.
Yeah, one lady's talking about no more candy.
And it wasn't the same spirits that we had before. So they definitely, have some pass-throughs and what have you in that location, which is super cool.
Yeah.
But I feel like I don't want to sound conceited, or I don't want to brag, but I feel like whenever we've investigated, like you and I mean, we get stuff, even if it's just, EVPs.
A lot of it, though, too,
our
is
voices,
kids.
and
we see kids.
And we do. I think children's spirits really gravitate
to you.
Yeah.
Because you're more of a mommy. I'm more of a child.
Very maternal, yeah.
We know you're the child, Michelle. You're the laughter. You're the one that keeps us entertained all the time.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Whatever was moving furniture was probably not a child, because you could hear furniture moving.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I'm mutant.
There was a lot of movement. There was a lot of, again, a lot of activity, a lot of especially like with the lights and the motion activated things. Pretty much everything that we put out, we got something from. So that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the little kitty cats, the little light up balls, just all of it. Everything.
Yeah.
Going on.
Now I know you guys have been working on the documentary, and that will come out, and we'll do another show once it's all complete. But with everything we got, boy, oh boy, I'm telling you, I'm looking forward to it. Just the trailer that I'm going to put out today was amazing. And like I said, those were things that we got like just in a short period of time. So just imagine all this that's going to be on the documentary.
Yeah, it's going to be off the hook. Can I interrupt for 1 minute? Because
course.
my daughter is in the comments, and I just want to tell her, hi, baby, I love you. And I miss
Absolutely.
you so damn much, and I can't wait to see you in April. But thank you for watching Auntie's show, and
Absolutely.
seeing Uncle Paul, and my auntie over here, Auntie Mish, and thank you for just supporting us. Love you. That's all.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, we're muting.
No, never. You ain't got to mute. I'm gonna unmute you. What?
Well, I saw that trailer, and like I said, like you were saying, is like in that trailer, that was like just the tip of the iceberg of what we captured. But it's crazy what we saw in the trailer. So once you actually watch the documentary, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be epic.
And
Well,
I feel
the trailer, we couldn't put any really good stuff in there, so
Right.
we had to just tease.
Yeah.
hey, it was a good tease. I will tell you that because it definitely left me wanting more. So I'm sure it will with everybody else too.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and Mish did a good job on that. Paul's teaching Mish how to edit and all that film and
We're
everything.
gonna be busy this weekend.
Yeah,
We're crashing Rebecca's pad.
there you go.
Not on Saturday.
Saturday afternoon, probably.
Okay.
You got to make sure it's okay with the boss first.
No, we have my youngest is getting a tattoo, and Auntie and I are taking her on Saturday
Well, that's important. Yes.
to get her big girl tattoo.
Oh, what's she getting?
She's getting a moon with stars dripping from it on her shoulder blade.
Oh,
Nice, nice.
She's very, very mystical
Yeah.
in the more witchier way than I
Yeah,
am.
that's all right. Nothing wrong with that. I love that. I
Ain't
love
nothing
that
wrong
about
with
her.
that. You know, I think it's funny that y'all are wearing black and I'm wearing pink.
Because
Did
we're
you
on
guys
the dark
notice
side,
that?
the light side.
Wait, it looks like Tammy's wearing blue.
I have
she's-
blue.
There you
Okay.
go.
Exactly.
But you have a black shirt under it.
That's because we're all on the dark side and you're on the light side.
I'm looking at this and it just makes my heart just so happy.
Oh,
It's
I
like the
love
light and
all
dark
of
right
you.
there. It's the yin and the yang.
I love everyone. I love you. I
Oh,
love
we
you.
love you
I
guys
you.
too.
I don't have anything pink to wear, Lisa. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'll get you something.
I'll order
I'll
you
buy
a
you
pink
something.
Paranormal Connections hoodie
Oh, God.
for the next time we film. But yeah, like I said, I've done a lot of documentaries in the past, and you usually just have like a whole lot of B-roll stuff and just filler stuff because you don't have that much, of evidence to put, add into it. So you might have like a lot of commentary, things like that. I think this is going to be more evidence than anything else because there's just so much.
Yeah, there was so much.
It's something on her.
And every time I'm hearing from you guys and you guys are looking at something else, there's more evidence. And like trying to keep up in that group chat, it's like crazy. I can't even keep up with it. All right, hold on. Oops.
we're amazing filming this whole
Yeah.
documentary. I mean, wow.
Well, like I said, I was so happy that we were able to, have everybody get together and be able to do this together. It really, really was, an amazing time, and such an amazing energy. Like I said, it's hard sometimes for me to investigate with large groups or at the Paracons. Most people know that when I go to the Paracons, I usually do not investigate, only because it's just way too much. This was like the perfect match. We have Michelle. Everybody knows she's the ghost magnet. We've got Lisa. She attracts the kids. I see the spirits. They're very attracted to me. They were super attracted to Jason. They were answering they were answering Tami. It was just like all of us they were trying to interact with, and everybody was having such a amazing amount of experiences and all the evidence.
It was off the hook. I mean,
I will tell you,
but it was so much, fun. Like for me, I mean, Christina, you're a sister. Paul's my brother. Mish is my sister child. And I haven't, gotten to meet Tami and Jason, but I felt like Tami was already a sister, just even through Facebook. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I just already felt that, sister love and connection. We've gone through some stuff in the last couple of years, and I think I've been able to offer you words of encouragement and vice versa. And just to get to like meet them and hug them and squish their faces and be like, oh my God, like you're real and you're really here and I'm really getting to do this with you. And for me, I mean, I felt like I'd known y'all my whole life. It didn't feel like a new friendship. It just felt like seeing an old friend. And it was just a great vibe. I think everyone was patient and bounced ideas and things we wanted to do off each other well. There was no ego. There was no, I need to be front and center and be the star of the show. I mean, everyone just really collaborated and worked together. I mean, Paul was there. He was filming, but man, he was involved. He was right there, with us investigating and I mean, it was just amazing.
He didn't seem so happy when I told him that he was going to be interviewed too. He couldn't just stay behind the camera, but I wanted everybody to be represented in this, absolutely, and everybody to have a part.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and he was working hard. I mean, it's not easy to put up with all of us, especially this one and
Especially like he said, he goes, I'm trying to fit all you guys in the shot.
Yeah.
You guys are around. I don't know what
Impossible.
who I'm supposed to get.
Yeah,
So,
but that's okay. It was so damn cold. We had our masks on.
That's the only way I could keep my face from freezing.
Yeah.
It was weird. That was like
Weather,
one of the
definitely.
coldest nights, man.
Yeah, I've investigated up there, a lot over the past couple of years, and I don't think I've ever, even when it's like when I went up there for the very first time, there must have been 3 feet of snow up there, and it was, they plowed all the street and everything. It was all on the sidewalks, and it wasn't even that damn cold at the brewery in the basement.
Yeah, no, it snowed.
Well,
that
yeah, but
night.
like an inch.
Yeah, it snowed, but no, it was cold. That train depot, that was, and shout out, to Tahoe House for putting us all up and putting up with us coming in at, late hours, trying not to be too noisy, but that's nearly impossible with me. But, we appreciate them for accommodating us and what have you. But I had never, ever been so cold as I was in my life at the train depot. And remember we were at Christina, how we're back in the room because Mish, Christina, and I shared a room, and the heater is like right at Mish's bed because you had the little roll off, and you're like, my feet are on fire.
First it was her head.
Twice in the middle of the night, my foot was on fire because the damn heater would kick on.
And Christina and I are like, just move your feet, damn it. We're still cold.
You're going to have to be on fire because I'm freezing.
It was so funny.
It was cold. I could have went for a few more hours easily. You guys will stop.
You always say that.
That's right, Paul. I'm going to be ready for the next one.
The wash show until 8 a.m.
Hey, that's okay. The next for the next time and for the state prison, I'm ordering long underwear, heated socks, heated shirts, a heated jacket. I'm going to be heated everywhere. I'm going to be good. I'm going to be ready to go. Hopefully, I just don't spark and electrocute myself.
We'll get you a heated blanket to wrap around you and a backpack that has a car battery in it, so you'll be good.
That'd be perfect. I would be just awesome at that point. All I need is to be warm. Like, I'm a California girl. I am not used to the cold whatsoever. I felt like I was in Siberia.
It's been in the 50s, so it's been warm. We're good.
No,
Oh yeah, well, that's like living in San Francisco in 50s. They got shorts and shit on. That don't mean it's cold. It's warm to me. No, I've still got a jacket on. I
right.
need it to be like in like the 78 range for me to be good.
Well, the one thing about investigating is a lot of times you're not doing that much moving, so it's hard to stay warm.
Yes.
That's the downside. Is the colder it is, the harder it is to stay warm. Now, if you're going up the stairs and back down the stairs and going over here and going over there, it's easier to warm back up. But we were kind of in a one big area and not really moving that much, so your body temperature drops quickly.
Well, I look like a roly-poly because I was all curled up with my biggest, heaviest jacket I had, and I had like 2 pairs of pants and 3 pairs of socks and 3 shirts and a hoodie, and yeah, still didn't work.
Nope.
I looked like I was 500 pounds.
Oh,
I
So did
literally had 2 pairs of leggings. I had on a tank top, a long sleeve shirt, a sweatshirt, 2 hoodies, and a parka. And I was still freezing. And I had Uggs on.
Yeah.
And I was still freezing my ass off. So I don't know what I'm going to do at the jail. I'm going to have to order
It'll be warmer by then.
I'm going to have to order heated underwear or
You'll
something.
be fine.
I don't know.
I almost thought about getting heated underwear because I did actually find some, but I feel like if I've got all this heated stuff, like I might spark and electrocute myself. Like we know
Then your underwear will vibrate. Where do I get it?
It's on fire. Whole new meeting.
That would be a fire crotch.
for real, right? I would never live that one down.
No, that'd be bad.
And then there'd be somebody that obviously would catch it on film. So yeah, my final destination. Look, I'm not trying to like die from heated underwear.
I know, right? That'd be funny.
Or like
It was just a great, it was a great investigation. And I just, I love investigating. I love VC. I mean, that's our second home. We just love it there. And it never disappoints. And it really did not disappoint that weekend. I mean, it was just fire. Whether it was the chemistry of all of us in our energies together, or whether spirit, hasn't had that many people to talk to. I mean, nobody's been in the bonanza really. So, could have been a whole combination of things, but whatever it was the perfect storm.
Yeah, and another big shout out to Doc again for letting us come in there and investigate because it was absolutely amazing. And as much as we were blown away, he was even more blown away. And the fact that he wants us to come back and, also wants do an investigation of the Delta where it exploded. So I'm going to be going to do a walkthrough, and then from there we're going to do an investigation of that, which will be very, very interesting. And Paul, you're kind of like our historian. You seem to know so much about Virginia City and, a lot of the stuff. I mean, it's just like the whole town seems to be haunted.
It's all haunted. It's all haunted.
Every time I go somewhere and they're like, oh, I'm having activity, I'm like, well, doesn't that make sense? I mean, do you think you're the only place in Virginia City that doesn't have any kind of spirits?
If you walk around, if you go into those shops with a voice recorder, you're going to catch stuff. It is haunted.
Yep.
I would say that too. I mean, just walking around it, the history is just so deep. And, I will tell you that the one thing, and I don't know if anybody else felt it, but when we were in the Bonanza, they had moved after the explosion that they had at the Delta Saloon. Doc was telling us how the whole building back there collapsed and it basically fell on everything except for the suicide table. And it literally crumbled all around it, but was held up by some beams that went over the top of it. And so that was the one thing that survived. It was not touched. But I will tell you, the energy that was coming off of that thing when we were trying to do the interview there with Doc was wow. Did anybody else feel that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, he had said that the way that the ceiling beams had fallen, they came from the ceiling down, and as they collided with each other, it basically protected the suicide table, and everything else around it was gone. So, and I think the fact of moving the suicide table across the street to the Bonanza may have added to the energy in the
In the
Bonanza.
building.
I think so too. And Doc was saying that since he had moved it over there, that the activity did ramp up, because I did ask him in our interview about that. And he said, yes, that as soon as he brought it over, that they always had activity there, but it actually ramped up. And Paul, have you investigated over there at the Bonanza before?
No, I've been going to Virginia City for 20 years. 20. And I've never seen the place open, ever.
Right. We
So,
were talking about that.
To be able to walk in and investigate, have a drink at the bar. I don't know if they're letting people order food, but I think they were. It's like,
Yeah, Doc.
this is weird. This is not normal.
Yeah, that's what took Doc so long to come for the interview, because he was playing the cook. But yeah, as long as I've been, going up there for the past few years, I'd never seen it open either. So the fact that we went there and he was there, it was kind of like, oh, okay. So
It's like,
yeah.
when in a million chance of that?
Well, hey.
I think I've been in there twice. Once about probably 5-6 years ago.
Yeah. When we went there with Doug for the very first time
around
to check
4
it out.
or 5, somewhere around there.
Probably
But
about 5 years ago.
yeah, about 5 years ago, and it was not in the condition that it was in when we went in that last time. It was actually kind of run down and more of like an abandoned building. So he's done a lot with the place. Really impressive. Like, everything's cleaned up. It looks really good. So, and on top of that, he brought the suicide table in there. So it's kind of like a double whammy of like, this is great.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
before, but now truly has even more so.
Yeah, exactly.
Michelle and Lisa, so are you guys looking forward to doing the overnight there? Because I know I do. I want to get all the cameras. I bring our sleeping bags and be ready to go. At least it was warm in there.
Absolutely. I'm so down.
I love it. I love the idea of him, letting us do that, and just kind of locking us in there and just, feeling that whole vibe. What I'm really kind of even looking forward to just doing, because we'll have time, we were a little pressed for time, even though he let us have it longer. I just want to chill. I just want to sit and be quiet and feel the energy of the spirits, let them feel ours, and just chill and
Feel
just
the vibe
just
of the
feel the
building.
vibe and
Building.
and
I'm
see
wondering
what we feel and what we get and what our
when
energy pulls.
we're there for long periods of time and we just stop doing stuff and just sit down, take a break. Like, what's going to happen at that moment?
Right. And I think that when you do that too, the spirits start to feel much more comfortable with you and feel much more like coming out. We love you too, Marie. Marie
Maybe
says she loves us all.
We love you. Mwah.
I want to say one thing that I think that the key is to any good investigation, no matter how many people you have, is as long as you all have the same goal and the common objective, that I think that's why our vibe was so good, is that we all were focused on the same thing, and that was investigating, getting evidence, and possibly also just experiencing things with new people, because I don't think any of us have investigated with each other except for Michelle. So that positive energy on top of all of the paranormal and spiritual energy that was going on was just a good perfect storm for all of that.
Yeah, it was definitely a great group. I would definitely 100% investigate with all of you again. Well, and we are going to in the future, but I'll tell you, this has just was such an amazing weekend of, spending time together. We had a lot of fun, even in between investigating, we had a blast. Michelle and Lisa and I every night, would just sit there and giggle and laugh and talk about crazy stuff. We wake up, same thing, started off the next morning the exact same way. We had a blast with everybody going and hanging out. Then we ended up going the very end. Everybody had left, so Paul, Jason, and myself and Tami, we all decided I was telling them about how the Union Brewery and all the stuff that had happened. And so we decided to walk by, and it had been closed all weekend when we walked there. And it just happened to be the doors were open and the bartender was opening. I know the bartender, so I went in there and she's like, "Oh my gosh, are you guys, wanting to go down the basement?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'd love to show them." So we went down there, so we got a chance to show them. So we are going to be going back when we go to do the Bonanza, and we're going to go and also do a couple hours down in the basement over there. So I finally got the A-OK.
Yay.
Marie says, "You all are talented, amazing investigators and can teach so much to others." Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Well, it always possibly, and thank you very much. But I mean, it'd be nice in the future to maybe have like a Q&A. So, if somebody has any questions of us, we could answer the questions.
Absolutely. Maybe we'll do that. We'll do a paranormal Q&A and just invite everybody to come and just ask, all of us different questions. That's probably a good roundtable show to have for sure.
After airs and stuff,
Yeah, well, it was great that, we didn't have to, like they were saying, there was no egos, no competition. Everybody was, just working so well together, and it made it, great. And it was crazy because it was like, yeah, I was doing the documentary for the show, and I was talking to one of my friends, and she's like, "Well, so is it going to be all about you in the show?" And I'm like, "Absolutely not." I said, "I'm probably not even in there a whole lot." I said, "The whole second investigation, I was curled up sick on the couch," and I said, "An amazing."
You were on camera the second investigation.
What'd you say?
So you weren't really on camera at all during the second investigation.
Yeah, exactly. I was, but by the time the first one, was kind of crazy because the depot, when we got there, we went during the daytime, and just when we went there for that short amount of time, it literally drained me. And I'm not somebody who ever sleeps during the day. I usually cannot sleep during the day. If it's light outside, I can't sleep. And we all three went back and took a nap. And when I woke up, I was so tired. I felt like I had just literally been drained to death. And then once we got there, I just kind of, the more that we were there, and I didn't feel anything dark, but the energy, there was just so much. It was just like sucking the energy out of me. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing that I've noticed about with us, if we're investigating, as soon as stuff starts kicking up and the evidence or just any kind of paranormal activity starts stirring up, we get in this adrenaline rush, and then just all of a sudden want to go and go and go. But certain times where there's nothing and you have nothing, you're just like, "Oh, when is this night gonna end? I'm so done." So
yeah, well, definitely there was so much going on. I mean, I wish we wouldn't have stopped, but that second night it was so cold, and I felt so, the longer I was there, the worse I was feeling. So we had gotten so much, so we all felt like in unison that we had got plenty of, evidence for the documentary and stuff, and that we wanted to come back and investigate again once it wasn't so damn cold.
yeah, exactly. That is
What are you doing, Michelle?
She has to go pee.
Oh. Well, we definitely want that to happen. We don't want her to pee on your chair.
No, it's my chair.
I know, that's what I said.
Yeah, no, that all everything, the one thing I know about Virginia City is you can close your eyes and throw a rock in any direction and you will find a place that has some sort of activity in it.
You know,
Yeah, that's-
Paul and Mish and I went to the church. How long ago was that, Paul? Just a couple of months ago, right?
Yeah.
And we were just walking around and had the recorder going down in the museum part, and we got stuff. And it was, I mean, Virginia City never disappoints.
Exactly.
It never disappoints. But I like how Jason and I both called that weekend the perfect storm. I think that's what we should name the documentary, truly, because it was just off the
Yeah,
hook.
that is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna get shirts made. The perfect storm. Where's mine?
It's mine.
My
Tornado,
boyfriend bought you that.
Yes.
Hurricane Christina,
What about
and
you?
Typhoon Tammy.
What would I be?
Loving Lisa.
What about
Love and
me?
light
Well,
Lisa.
Hurricane Lisa.
I have to be a storm.
Oh, lightning bolt Lisa.
Lightning Lisa!
Yes.
Paranormal Paul.
There's so many more buildings to get into out there that we need to get in.
I don't have one.
No, I'm still thinking. I haven't forgot. Hold on.
What's your name?
I don't know.
Did you guys hear about Stinky?
Yeah.
Oh, isn't that horrible?
And a big shout out to Stinky. Stinky married me when I went out there to do the haunted routes.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah, he just passed away. So VIP to you, Stinky.
He was like part of Virginia City.
Yeah.
It was.
Oh yeah, you see him everywhere. Him and his mule.
Yeah. You'd always
Years.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
Such a sweet guy too.
There's so many people and kids that have pictures with the donkey.
Oh yeah. Hey Sarah, nice to see you. Hope you're feeling better.
Oh, hi, sister Sierra.
Oh, my sister's on there. My sister-in-law. Hey sis, nice to see you. So yeah, so I'm just really looking
It's
forward.
like, what did it say?
Huh?
Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, we're good.
Okay.
You can read it right there.
Oh,
We have the comments going here.
okay.
what was the show that had the nanny that like could pull
Jason, do not. Are you trying to say I sound like the nanny?
No. I was saying
No, but somebody did say that.
oh, Mary
Because that's what Paul tells me all the time.
Poppins. That's what Michelle is to the paranormal. She
What?
pulls stuff out of her bag and she has
Mary
this
Poppins.
gadget, that gadget.
Look, Mary Poppins, Michelle.
Yeah, she's got a cornucopia of
You're
like,
Mary Poppins.
Where's my umbrella? I'm flying away.
I'm gonna get you one. That's gonna be your prop from now on.
No, I am not
Like
Mary Poppins.
the never-ending carpet bag that all the stuff comes out of.
Exactly, with all her stuff in the bag.
technology of the bag with just tons of stuff coming out of it. Going, how do you fit all that in there?
I'm going to be
And
a
you know
storm.
what? Most of it's toys.
Well, you have an M name.
You can't take her to a store without her going in the toy aisle to see what motion detection toy there is. I mean, even Big Lots. Like, I'll be like, we need berries. Let's go to Big Lots because they have amazing organic fruit for cheap, by the way, y'all. And we'll go in there and I lose you. You're over in the toy section.
These are the toys.
Hey, but she always comes up with some good stuff. But Michelle, the reason that we can't find a storm name for you is because there's no storms that start with the M.
Motherfucker storm.
Mudslide Michelle, like I don't know. That's about the only thing I would know. And that doesn't sound so good. Mudslide Michelle.
What? What was that?
Mudslide Michelle, the ghost magnet.
Oh.
No, that's an event. That's not a storm. And I'm not an event. and I had a mudslide.
The visual of that.
That's
Oh,
gross. I was like, ew.
Oh, Marie said monsoon. Monsoon, Michelle.
Monsoon.
Yes.
She would know that. 'cause we were
Yes.
Thank you for your help, Marie.
Thanks, Marie.
And then what
Oh,
is
Amy says misty, as in mist from a storm.
I like monsoon.
Misty, oh no, that sounds like she's gonna cry. No, I think the monsoon.
What is Paul's name?
Paul is gonna be. Oh, another one that's hard. Okay, Marie. We need everybody in the comments. We need a storm for Paul.
Well, that's not a storm.
Well, what is it?
I was just gonna say Paranormal Paul.
Well, that he gets that normally, but we got to find him a storm name.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna think about that one. Hold on.
Mish is gonna Google it.
Me too.
Google it just a little bit.
Huh?
Storms that start with P.
Paroxysm.
Precipitation.
Precipitation, Paul. That's like a tongue twister.
Passion outburst.
Passion outburst during a storm. There's a passion storm.
A passion outburst, Paul.
Yes, a passion Paul.
Passion
Paul.
Jason likes passion Paul.
Yay.
Yay!
That was
I love
funny.
Yeah.
We're gonna work on that one. We gotta find you a good one.
When you guys do the documentary, Perfect Storm, are you guys gonna do a blooper reel?
Oh,
Oh, you know why? You know he is because I'm the one that did all the damn bloopers. I couldn't think of names. I was doing wrong
There was
stuff.
a really good blooper in the train station.
That was
What?
funny.
So there was a really good blooper in the train station.
But
think
when
some
she
of the
said that was gonna go
bills
with my
were-
pussy.
I think I know what it is too.
What?
what?
I remember. Okay.
I remember.
Where's the big one?
Yep. I remember.
Yeah, it was a big one.
It was awesome.
Well, you know, the thing is, it's like the one thing I love about, especially being around Lisa and Michelle when we're together, is that we absolutely have no filter. So we just say whatever comes to us, and we always think it's hilarious. And we have some really bad mouths. You know, we got some potty mouths most of the time. Anybody knows me, like the F word is my favorite word. So I cuss like a sailor. So we say the most craziest things, but we were like saying all kinds of crazy stuff, but not really knowing that we're being filmed, but not really caring. And then we're like, oh my God, watch, that's going to end up on the blooper reel.
I've always seen, Tami very soft-spoken, very, just like level.
We're going to turn her to the dark side, don't worry.
When the thing went off and then Lisa said something and I was like, oh yeah, and I'm walking by and then Tami says something and I was like, oh my God. That came out of her mouth.
It comes out of mine, and you're like, whatever.
Paul's like,
I'm like, that's going on YouTube.
It was hilarious.
That's the first thing that's going on YouTube.
You said it on camera, like that's going on YouTube.
Sorry. Did you want to say hi?
Were
to
you
Auntie
able to play the trailer?
Yeah, I'm trying to get it up right now. If I can't get it up, then I'm going to, right after the show, I'm going to put it up in the comments and then share it on all of the pages so everybody will be able to see it.
Yeah, we'll share
It's
too.
public. I put it public, so it should show for everybody.
All right, perfect. And then I want you guys, to definitely comment and let us know what you think about the teaser. And then as soon as the documentary shows up, we will release that, and then we'll do a Q&A with a roundtable Q&A for everybody.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Christina, Maddie wants to say hi to her auntie.
Hi, baby girl.
Hi, Auntie.
I miss
Hi,
you.
Paul.
Aw.
Hello.
There's Jason and Tami,
You haven't met them yet.
but you'll love them.
You'll love them. You'll be calling them Auntie and Uncle too.
Hey, beautiful, I heard you're getting your tattoo tomorrow.
On Saturday.
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 What
Oh, I'm
you
so
do,
excited for you. I can't wait to see it.
I'm so excited.
Oh, Lisa, I got some news. So it looks like for my birthday,
You're
am
pregnant.
hell no.
Immaculate conception.
That's right. Call me the Virgin Mary.
Oh, that's right.
No, I'm going to come up to Reno to celebrate my birthday.
Oh, when are you doing that?
I just spoke to Mike, and so we're going to be up there the 19th through the 21st because the 21st is my birthday.
Okay, perfect.
So we'll be up there
Yay.
the whole weekend.
Yeah, I love it.
And Pam, I know you're still probably listening. If you want to come up as well, let me know. We'll all go up together. And since I had to, normally I do my birthday party every year with my team, or we go somewhere. And so I was thinking about going to Vegas, and I thought, well, if I go to Vegas, I don't really have anybody up there to celebrate other than Mike. So maybe we would do Reno, and then we could not investigate, but get together with everybody up there and then celebrate up there. So that's the plan. Be there, be square.
That'll be awesome.
Hope you come, Paul.
Not that far away.
If you guys are around, you should come too.
Well, I think she's going to be out.
Oh, well, you can come, Jason. We'll
I work in Vallejo, so I can always just swing by and pick you up and head up there.
there we go. There we go.
Perfect.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. We're just going to go up and hang out for a couple days and have some fun and
I love
celebrate.
you.
It'll be a lot of fun. Well, it looks like it's not letting me upload it onto here. So what I'm going to do, everybody, is as soon as we get off the show here in a few minutes, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to post it in the comments of the show, but then I will also post it on my page. Make sure to share it everywhere and make sure to comment on it so that we get an idea of what you think. But as I said, it's an easy teaser, but
It's awesome.
nothing compared to
So good.
yeah, it's nothing like the documentary will be, because like I said,
That was a good tease.
Yeah, very
good.
I
I like the teaser
I
trailer.
so good. I was so tempted to share it, and I was like, "What am I doing? I can't do this." So,
yeah, it would have been off with our heads if we would have done it for Paul. He said,
Oh, yeah.
"We're not sure. Your eyes only." But now we've got the authorization to release it and put it up. So we'll share it everywhere and let everybody know, what you think.
and everybody share it. We need everybody to see it because it's
Can't be
insane.
in our hands.
Yeah, because when
Yeah,
that
it's-
documentary comes out, oh my gosh, it's going to blow a lot of people away.
Yeah, and Amy, I'll share it on Facebook as well as on YouTube. I'll upload the video onto YouTube as well, so it'll be on multiple platforms. So and then I'll put the link out on my page and on the Paranormal Connections radio show page, so everybody will be able to see it. So there'll be multiple places you'll be able to see it.
And then the documentary will be out, really once all the evidence is able to go through and put together. So we don't really have a date for that.
No.
But Paul and Mish are working on it side by side. So it will be out when it's done, but when it's ready to be done.
Yeah, I don't want
there's a lot of stuff.
It's
There's
gonna take
a lot of, even though they were shortened investigations timeline wise, it's a lot of stuff.
And Mitch is learning as we go on this one, so
I think a lot of people.
a little bit.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have no idea, like we go and do an investigation, and a lot of us, when we have to review evidence, that's a task in itself, but then having to edit it and put it all together and everything into a documentary is a lot of work. So again, I thank you so very much, Paul, for helping to train, Mish as well, because I think this is going to be something that will definitely be one of my all-time favorites, documentaries.
Heck yeah.
I can't wait.
Me
I
too.
can't either. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Keep look on the page. I will be having a show every Monday night from here on from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Got a lot of nice topics coming up, a lot of great guests. If you have a show topic or a guest you'd like to see on the show, please let me know. And you can always put it in the comments, or you can email me on the Paranormal Connection radio show page on Facebook. With that being said, once again, thank you so much to you, Tami and Jason, and Lisa and Michelle, and you too, Paul, for joining me and helping me with this. I cannot thank you enough.
I love you all.
You
Thank
guys.
you very
It's
much.
awesome. We love working with you all.
Love you
Love you
guys.
guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
All right,
you.
so I will be back next Monday. Make sure you join me, and I will see you again soon. Thanks for all of the support, and we love you.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.